The Summer I Turned Pretty has captivated audiences since its debut, weaving together themes of love, loss, family, and the emotional turbulence of growing up. Season 3 left fans with a whirlwind of emotions. Belly caught between the Fisher brothers, Conrad's unexpected return to her life, and Jeremiah's heartbreak. This new chapter takes an ambitious turn, relocating part of the narrative to Paris and giving Belly the chance to redefine herself. But as with every season of this show, past loves and unresolved emotions are never far behind. The first moments of the Season 4 trailer immediately signal a shift in tone. Belly is no longer the uncertain, love-struck teenager audiences met in Cousins Beach. Instead, she's portrayed as confident, stylish, and independent. Paris becomes a metaphor for her transformation. She's seen wearing bold red lipstick, smoking casually at a rooftop party, and laughing freely with her new circle of friends. For the first time, Belly seems to have escaped the shadow of her complicated history with the Fisher brothers. Jeremiah and Belly ended their engagement only 6 weeks prior, and while the breakup still lingers in the background, Belly has chosen to move forward. She's even hinted to be forming a new romantic connection with someone outside of the Fisher family, a storyline that has divided fans but underscores her newfound maturity. When Conrad appears in Paris, the trailer shifts from freedom and fun to emotional tension. He surprises Belly, hoping to rekindle their relationship, but instead finds a young woman who has outgrown him, or so it seems. Belly's cool reaction shocks him. She doesn't fall into his arms, nor does she rush to relive the love they once shared. Instead, she cautiously agrees to show him around Paris, a gesture more polite than romantic. These scenes include iconic landmarks like the Louvre and Versailles, though critics of the trailer point out the unrealistic timeline. Visiting both in a single afternoon feels rushed. Yet the symbolism is clear. Conrad is being forced into Belly's new world, where he is no longer the center. At Belly's apartment, the tension heightens. Conrad observes her new friends, her routines, and her confidence. The once quiet, uncertain girl he knew has been replaced by someone whose life no longer depends on his presence. This realization leaves Conrad both unsettled and more determined than ever to win her back. One of the most talked about moments in the trailer is a dinner Belly hosts with her French friends. In a strikingly candid moment, one of them asks Conrad directly if he still loves Belly. It's awkward, raw, and very French in its bluntness. Conrad doesn't deny his feelings. Instead, his expression makes it clear that he never stopped loving her. Belly's reaction is harder to read. She blushes but also avoids his gaze, torn between the comfort of her independence and the pull of her old flame. The night ends with Belly and Conrad sharing a romantic kiss on her balcony. But the trailer doesn't linger on the romance. It quickly cuts to Belly waking up the next morning, regret written all over her face. This juxtaposition highlights the central tension of the season. Belly wants to move forward, but the past keeps pulling her back. The trailer emphasizes Belly's ongoing struggle with love and identity. Fans have long debated whether she has been unfair to Jeremiah or indecisive with Conrad. Season 4 seems to lean into this critique by showing Belly acknowledge her flaws. At one point, she admits in a voiceover, "Maybe I've always been the villain in this story." This self-awareness is refreshing, but it doesn't absolve her of criticism. Critics argue that Belly moves too quickly from one relationship to another, never allowing space for true healing. In the trailer, her renewed closeness with Conrad comes across as impulsive, almost reckless, especially since Jeremiah's heartbreak is still fresh. The trailer's climax is a heart-stopping moment at a Paris train station. Conrad, disheartened and preparing to leave, is suddenly stopped by Belly. She runs to him, breathless, and blurts out that she still loves him. It's a scene reminiscent of classic romance films, complete with dramatic music and lingering camera shots. While undeniably romantic, fans have already noted that this resolution feels rushed compared to the books. In Jenny Han's novels, Belly and Conrad's reunion takes years of slow rebuilding, culminating in their wedding. The show, however, opts for instant gratification, compressing years of growth into a few episodes. For some viewers, this makes the moment feel less earned. One of the trailer's glaring omissions is Jeremiah. Though he's Belly's most recent ex-fiancé, his presence is almost non-existent in the preview. Instead, a subplot reveals that he has started dating one of Steven's co-workers, a development fans find confusing and unnecessary. Many speculate this twist was added to soften Jeremiah's image and give him closure, but it risks feeling forced and out of character. Steven's storyline also raises eyebrows. Once a comic relief character, he now seems entangled in drama that distracts from the main love triangle. These subplots hint at the writer's attempts to expand beyond Belly's romantic chaos, but whether audiences will embrace them remains uncertain. Underlying all of this chaos is the shadow of Susanna, the beloved mother figure whose wisdom still guides the Fisher children. Even in death, her words echo through the trailer, reminding Conrad, Jeremiah, and Belly of the promises they made and the expectations they struggle to meet. Some fans interpret Susanna's lingering presence as the true root of their emotional turmoil, her influence shaping their decisions long after she's gone. The trailer makes it clear that the show has officially diverged from the books. In Han's original story, Conrad and Belly's relationship is carefully rebuilt over time, eventually leading to marriage. The series, however, leans heavily into melodrama, accelerating plot lines and introducing new conflicts. While this keeps the show unpredictable, it risks alienating book purists who cherish the slower, more nuanced arc. Another intriguing speculation raised by fans is whether Season 4 might not be the true ending. Given the rushed feel of Season 3's finale, many believe the story deserves a more thoughtful conclusion. Some suggest that instead of a fourth full season, Amazon might produce a standalone film or a limited special episode to tie up loose ends. If this happens, the earliest expected release would be summer 2026, aligning with the franchise's tradition of summer premieres. The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 4 trailer paints a picture of a series at a crossroads. Belly has grown into a woman who knows what she wants, or at least thinks she does. But the ghosts of her past loves won't let her rest. Conrad's return, Jeremiah's absence, and Belly's internal battle set the stage for a season of heartbreak, romance, and self-discovery. Whether fans view her as the heroine or the villain of her own story, one thing is certain: Belly's choices will spark passionate debate. And that, ultimately, is what keeps audiences coming back summer after summer.
What do you guys think about this subject?
I welcome your thoughts in the comments. For more such videos, you can subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and like our video. See you again, goodbye.